Tatvacha Namo Namaha. $70-inch TV. this. There's no one here. Maharaj? That's what I was told. And I've called Ditchanarayan. No answer. There's been no texts. So I think it was a late night. All right. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava. Oh, here's Aditya. 1 second. Hi, Bo, Aditya. Are you coming? Yeah. I thought Maharaj was giving class today. Oh, I thought it was supposed to be Thursday and Friday he was giving morning class. Because no one told me. So, anyway. Okay, because I was working under the assumption that he was going to give class today. Okay. So. Okay. Anyway, Haribo Guruji. Hare Krishna. All right. Sorry for the confusion. Jaya Radha Madhava. Let's start again. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari 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 Gopi Jana Vallava Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallava Girivardhari Yasodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yasodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yasodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yasodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Pavrikacharya Satara Sadashi Srimad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Anantakoti Vaishnavinda ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Premsiko Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Prabhu Nityananda Shri Dvaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaur Bhaktavinda ki jai. Jai Radha Krishna Gopa Gopanath Shai Mukunda Radha Kunda Gir Govardhana ki jai. Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Mayapur Navadvip Dham ki jai. Jagannath Puri Dham ki jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanandi. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Namo. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 It works. Oh, but still. Okay, yeah, but Sadvi. Okay, so we're going to do verses, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 61, and verses 32 and 33. They work together, and there's some nice commentary, especially on text number 33 by Jiva Goswami. Tam chapi jitavan ramo dharmena chalam ashrita rukmi jitam maya treme vadantu pashnika iti pashnika. Tam chapi jitavan ramo dharmena chalam ashrita rukmi jitam maya treme vadantu prashnika iti. Okay. Rukmi jitam maya treme vadantu prashnika iti. Okay. Tam, that. Cha api, also. Jitavan, one. Ramaha, Lord Balaram. Dharmena, fairly. Chalam, deceit. Ashrita, resorting to. Rukmi, Jitam, one. Maya, by me. Atra, in this regard. Ime, these. Vadantu, may speak. Prashnika, witnesses. Iti, thus. Translation and purport by the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Lord Balaram fairly won this wager also, but, see, I'll do this again. Lord Balaram fairly won this wager also, but Rukmi again resorted to cheating and declared, I have won. Let these witnesses here say what they saw. I think this was the verse he did yesterday? Maybe it is. Huh? Okay, Rukmi undoubtedly had his friends in mind when he called for the witnesses to speak, But even as his witnesses prepared to aid their cheating friend, a wonderful event took place as described in the next verse, which is today's verse actually. Tada bravinna bhavani balenaiva jito glaha dharmato vachanenaiva rukmi vadati vaimisha. Translation. Just then, a voice from the sky declared, Balaram has fairly won this wager. Rukmi is surely lying. And the Tika by Jiva Goswami says, since the sinful kings would act as witnesses and tell a lie, a voice spoke from the sky in order to increase Balaram's fury, so that he would kill sinful Rukmi. Balaram has won the wager according to the rules because he made a statement that he would accept the bet. Rukmi speaks falsely. Vishnu Purana describes Rukmi's words. Twayokyam gala satyam Namaya sho numodita evam tvaya ched vijitam namaikatam. I do not accept it as true that you have won the wager. If you won, how is it that I did not win? In Vishnu Purana, the voice in the sky spoke as follows. Vijitam baladevena Rukmina Bashitam Risha Anuk Twapi Vacha Kinchit Kritam Bhavati Karmana. The wager has been won by Balaram. Rukmi speaks falsely. Even if the words are not spoken, what is done is accomplished by the action. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pastai Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminitanamani Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharni Nirvasesa Shunyavadi Praschachadeshtarni Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Dvaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaur Bhaktivinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So we'll look at Krishna book at the text here from the same story where Balaram is declared the winner of this gambling match. Now this gambling match has been described variously by Prabhupada as a chess game, and by in the Bhagavatam itself it's described as a gambling match. So we can understand that we don't really actually, in one sense, know exactly what the game was, but because the game was being played between Balaram and Rukmi, we can understand that this is just an opportunity for Balaram to engage in the activity that he needed to engage in, which is to get Rukmi off the out of the scene, so to speak. Okay, I'll read here the section here. I'm going to read from a little before. Sri Balaram's losing the game was an opportunity for the king of Kalinga to criticize Krishna and Balaram. Thus, the king of Kalinga was talking jokingly while purposely showing his teeth to Balaram. Because Balaram was the loser in the game, he was a little intolerant of the sarcastic, joking words and became somewhat agitated. Rukmi again challenged Balaram and made a bet of 100,000 gold coins, but fortunately this time Balaram won. Nonetheless, out of cunningness, Rukmi claimed that Balaram was the loser and that he himself had won. Sounds like modern politicians. Rukmi claimed that Balaram was the loser and that he himself had won. Because of this lie, Balaram was a little agitated before, but now because of the lie, he's becoming very agitated. Because of this lie, Balaramaji became most angry with Rukmi. His agitation was so sudden and great that it appeared like a tidal wave in the ocean on a full moon day. Balaram's eyes are naturally reddish, and when he became agitated, his angry eyes became more reddish. This time he challenged and made a bet of 100 million gold coins. So yesterday Maharaj was making this point that somehow or other Rukmi couldn't get it, even at this point. That here before him is a personality of unlimited power. I mean, even if you don't accept that you want to serve God because you love him, here you have God in front of you in fury, and you're still going to lie, and you're still going to try to beat. It just shows that the covering of Maya is so great that the conditioned soul can't see anything. And Maharaj made the point yesterday that at this point, Lord Balaram couldn't help Rukmi. But I was actually thinking that when Maharaj was saying that, another word we could use, different verb, was at this point, Balaram wouldn't help Rukmi. In other words, Balaram could have been really merciful somehow or other and opened his eyes. But at this point, Balaram wasn't going to do that. Lord Chaitanya is ultimately merciful to the conditioned souls in the sense of that between Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, persons like Rukmi, instead of having their heads smashed with a mace, received the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Just see how merciful. Jagai and Madai, although maybe they certainly were low class. I mean, Rukmi in some ways was like, at least he was a Kshatriya following principles and had some kind of decorum. But you had Jagai and Madai, who were just simply drunkard and fools and rogues. And certainly if they had showed up at a different Leela, the Lord wouldn't have actually given them the mercy of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. He might have showed him a different type of mercy. Actually, Lord Chaitanya was ready to show a different type of mercy, which was the Sudarshan Chakra. But Lord Nityananda, Balaram, and it's interesting because Balaram saved Rukmi the first time when Krishna wanted to kill him. And Lord Nityananda saved Jagai and Madai when Lord Chaitanya wanted to kill them. But this time, because Rukmi is so persistently stupid and covered and arrogant, that the only solution is going to be for Rukmi to be banged on the head real hard. Okay, so because of the lie, Balaramaji became most angry with Rukmi. His agitation was so sudden. Oh, I just read that. But it's so sudden and great, like a tidal wave in the ocean of the full moon day. Again, Balaram was the winner according to the rules of chess. This is what we read today. But Rukmi, again, cunningly claimed that he had won. Rukmi appealed to the princes present, and he especially mentioned the name of the king of Kalinga, the guy who's going to have a lot of dental work done. During the dispute, there was a voice from the sky, and it announced that for all honest purposes, Balaram was the actual winner of this game, that he was being abused, and that the statement of Rukmi that he had won was absolutely false. So I'm going to stop before we get to the insults that Rukmi threw at Balaram and Krishna. But the point being here is this. There are times we see within the Srimad Bhagavatam or the Krishna book where there is sort of an intervention coming from outside of Krishna and Balaram. In other words, like there's a voice from the sky. Now, this voice from the sky, when you get a voice from the sky, you generally understand that it's some sort of providential statement. Providential meaning coming from God. So this was sort of, in a sense, Krishna speaking, but in a disembodied sort of way, sort of like an umpire or a referee. It's not Balaram saying it, because Rukmi wouldn't believe it. He didn't even believe it when he heard the voice from the sky. And it's not sort of like when Kamsa was taking Devaki and Vasudev to Vasudev's home after their wedding, that there was a voice from the sky which announced, Kamsa, you're a mudha. You're a fool because you don't realize what's going to happen here, that the eighth son of Devaki is going to kill you. It could have been announced some other way, but for a demon like Kamsa, the only thing is going to get through to him is some kind of screaming from the sky. Actually, there was another time that he had a notice that was very obvious, is when he tried to when he took Durga Devi, who had been taken when Vasudev switched the babies and brought back a female child to stand in for Krishna, so to speak. And then the appeal was, but this is only she's a girl, but he didn't care. So he took the baby and was going to dash the baby to death, and the baby slipped out of his hands and again announced, Kamsa, guess what? You're a fool because that eighth child has already been born. And this was also a sort of like red flag in the face of the demon. So we see that demons, asuras, get a lot of red flags, but they don't really understand why these problems are happening to them. Because they don't have the attitude or the understanding that the only way to be happy is to be in accord with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the whole Bhagavatam is meant to help us understand that we have to come in line with Krishna. We have to come in line with Krishna through Gurudev, through Prabhupada, in order to be happy in this world. The world's not a happy place, because this world is a world of duality. It's a world in which the conditioned living entities, Prabhupada uses the term from time immemorial, and there's always a debate as to, what was our state before we were here. And that's not worth arguing about right now. But our state is that as a jiva, as jivatma, we are of the quality called tatashta. And tatashta means that we can either be identifying ourselves as a servant of Krishna, or we can identify ourselves as something of this world. And demons, generally speaking, like to identify themselves with this world because this is their method of trying to become happy. So in one sense, everybody in this material world is demoniac. in one sense. Because everybody, including the bugs and the microbes here, have decided that it's better to be someplace where we don't have to see or understand that we're subordinate to God. In fact, if we take the living entities who are not human, they're so covered. I mean, you see the birds flitting around, they're kind of cute. You see the squirrels, or this morning a deer was walking through my front lawn. They're just simply wandering along, and you know, they're looking for four things. They want to eat, they have to sleep, they mate, and they either bite you or run away because they defend. And that's it. I mean, you know, the dog may be a friend to the dog's owner because the dog gets some sort of attachment to the owner feeding him or her, and therefore there's seems to be an emotional attachment. Actually, there is. There's an interesting story, and this is it's important to hear this because you know, one of the problems with some religionists is they don't understand that the soul is every living entity is a soul, and therefore every living entity, in one sense, is qualitative. It's the same. We're the same as the dog. And the dog has a bad body because the dog isn't able to understand Krishna. But really, on the biological level, you know, we're all working pretty much the same. So the dog has some emotions, the dog has some feelings, and the dog has some intelligence. And the dog may even be more intelligent than some humans who have got impaired intelligence. When I worked as a social worker, I had to work with sometimes kids who had real low IQs. And I don't want to put these kids down, but some of them, you know, acted a little bit like German shepherds. You know, they were very friendly, but they didn't have much going on upstairs. And so, you know, the German shepherd, you know, would be happy and friendly and come up to you, and so would they. So, I mean, but as far as understanding anything, I don't know if they understood that much more. I mean, these were kids with IQs of like 30. So, or 40 maybe. So, and they were trying to be educated, but that's a long story. But the point being, what I want to get into is that the animal has feelings, the animal has intelligence, and only the human being can actually understand Krishna. These kids, I didn't get them to chant Hare Krishna, could talk. The dog can't. But the dog has feelings. The dog has intelligence. And I read a story recently. There was this kid who was 2 years old and somehow got left in the wilderness 7 miles away from its home on a ranch in Arizona. I don't know how it happened, but the ranch owner's dog happened to be wandering around, and the dog led the kid back to the ranch house 7 miles away. So, you know, certain religionists, they think that they can eat animals because the animals are just on a level where they don't really matter. But we can see that all living entities in this material world have a relationship with Krishna, and that relationship can be revived through the contact with Krishna somehow or other. Now, here we have Rukmi standing right before Balaram. I mean, you'd think that his relationship would be reopened in front of the intensely angry face of the personality of Godhead. Here's a human being who cannot see anything. And why is it he can't see anything? Well, because although the trees and the bugs and the dogs and the cats and all these different living entities are covered over by less intelligence, and they're simply working their way through natural life, so to speak. I mean, a dog doesn't get any karma. The mosquito doesn't get karma because it bites you. They just are living their life like their conditioning is giving. They just have no choice. The tiger's not bad because the tiger eats some person. I mean, you have to get rid of the tiger because it's going to eat people, either move it or kill it. But it's not like a criminal. It's just doing what tigers do. But humans have a choice. So why would a human being, confronted with a chance to surrender to God, even out of fear, not choose to surrender and just stand up and falsely claim, I'm the winner, you're not important, I can do what I want because I'm great? Well, we have to turn to the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and you can see a whole chapter of why these people do that. 16:4, pride, arrogance, conceit, anger, harshness, and ignorance, these qualities belong to those of demoniac nature, O son of Pritha. O son, those, let's see, they say that this world is unreal, with no foundation, no God in control. They say it is produced of sex desire and has no other cause than lust. And what does it say elsewhere in the Gita? Lust, anger, and greed. These are the three gates to hell. So if one's lusty, angry, and greedy, now that seems to be the going currency for this world these days. Lusty people, they're angry because they can't get what they want, and they want more. Our whole world is being agitated to enjoy more and more and more and more, and it gets everybody ready to fight for more and more and more and more of what? Cheap shoes, cheap vegetables, cheap cars. We want things cheap, and we get angry. And we want these things because we're simply thinking that we'll be happy by having this stuff. And why do we think that? Because we're covered over. And why are we covered over? Because the general philosophy today is that this world is unreal, with no foundation, no God in control. They say it is produced of sex desire and has no cause other than lust. Prabhupada writes in the purport to this verse, the demoniac conclude that the world is phantasmagoria. They say you only live once. After you die, you're dead. The modern scientists will say, the phenomenon that you have of that there's a God or something, that's simply some sort of a mechanical, chemical, neurological thing in your brain to make you feel that there's a purpose in life. And those persons who have some sort of experience at the time of death, that's the brain just firing off all the endorphins just before it shuts off. And therefore you feel that you've got some kind of paradise. They don't really know anything, because most people don't have some sort of paradise. Like these near-death experiences aren't that close to death, because we can understand that when one really is going to leave this world and is not living a pious life, you don't see bright lights and fairies, you see Yamadutas. And they're coming to drag you to some place you don't want to be. So they've concluded that the world's phantasmagoria. Enjoy it while you can. While you're young, simply have a good time. There is no cause and effect, no controller, no purpose. Everything is unreal. They say that this cosmic manifestation arises due to chance, material actions, and reactions. They do not think that the world was created by God for a certain purpose. They have their own theory that the world has come about in its own way and that there is no reason to believe that there is a God behind it. I mean, this is generally, and even if they believe that there's a God behind it, they still think that, it really has, they've incorporated this understanding of the world was created basically out of nothing or out of some sort of chemical mixture. But maybe there's a God behind it, but it doesn't make any sense if you think about it. Because the statement that everything works from the bottom up, in other words, that from less complex things through some sort of magical formula of natural selection, who's doing the selection, that more and more complex living entities come about, which means that the ultimate conclusion is that, well, who's the top of everything? We are. Humans. We've risen up. Rather than understanding that it started at higher levels and we've kind of fallen down. And we're somewhere in the middle with enough intelligence to understand the truth, but enough stupidity to fall back into it, into the Maya. So, this is Rukmi. He's given enough intelligence to understand the truth, but he's got enough stupidity to fall back into Maya. And this is the modern world's education, that somehow or other, let's try to make the world a better place. We don't want suffering. We don't want disease and old age. So we're going to get better medicine, better this, better that, better communications. Nowadays, people can make phone calls anywhere. Someone trapped on Mount Everest and about to die was able somehow with a satellite phone to call their family and say, I'm freezing to death. Great. That's nice. Did it save you? No, but it sure sounds cool, doesn't it? So, for them, there is no difference between spirit and matter, and they do not accept the Supreme Spirit. Everything is matter only, and the whole cosmos is supposed to be a mass of ignorance. According to them, everything is void, and whatever manifestation exists is due to our ignorance in perception. They take it for granted that all manifestation of diversity is a display of ignorance. So, we read the Bhagavatam, and today's lesson is, how is it that somebody is looking at God directly and can't understand that they should stop lying? And this is the reason. Because the living entities want to enjoy separate from Krishna, and the living entities have taken shelter of this illusion. And Rukmi is hanging on to the last bit of illusion here. Through his prideful arrogance. It's like, the person's going down on the Titanic and they think somehow, maybe or not, it won't sink. Well, it's sinking. And there's no way out except I surrender to Guru so that we can surrender to Krishna. And Guru has said, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. There is no other way in this world. And we can try to be yogis or spiritualists or whatever, but there is no other way. We are not capable of becoming free from our attraction to Maya except by hearing the holy name and chanting someday purely. So that means when we chant, we have to take it real seriously. And at least while we're chanting, as serious as we can, then at one point or another, we will eventually chant pure name. And that is our, quote, salvation. But it's not salvation. It's not liberation. It's entrance into relationship with Krishna. Just being saved means, like, you get free from birth, death, old age, and disease. But that isn't the goal. The goal is Krishna Prem. Hare Krishna.
Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvasesha Sunyavadi Jai Prabhupada. Nani Pacharine. Jai Prabhupada. Sunyavadi. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasade Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasade Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasade Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shivasade Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Haribo, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare. Nittagor Haribo, Haribo, Nittagor Haribo, Haribo, Nittagor. Nittagora Haribo, Nittago Haribo, Haribo, Nittago. Jaya Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Radhe. Golokananda Radha Golokananda Radha. Jaya Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Radhe. Golokananda Radha Golokananda Radha. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Jaya Om Vishnupad, Paramahamsa Pakapacharya.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it.
Shamakun, Radhakun, Girigovardhan.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it.
Jagannath Purida.
Got it.
Jamuna Maya ki.
Got it.
Ganga Maya ki.
Got it.
Tulsi Devi ki.
Got it.
Bhakta Devi ki.
Got
Shishi Radha Golokananda ki.
it. Got it.
Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki.
Got it.
Dora Premanandi.
Haribol.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories, all glories, all glories.
Chaitadarpana marjanam bhavamahadavagni nirvapanam Shreya Kairavya Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pradipanam Purnamrita Swaranam Sarvatma Snapanam Parvijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahudan Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatrapitani Amrita Smarane Nakala Etadrishi Tavakripa Bhagavan Mamapi Dordaiva Midrishami Hajani Nanuraga Trinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Suhishuna Amani Namana Dana Kirtaniya. What a feast of flowers.
Rose Fest.
Yeah.
And all.
Peonies too.
Peonies, iris.
Beautiful. Ainanda tanuja kinkaram paditamam vishame bhavam buddha kripayata vabada pankaja stita duli sajashim vichintaya nainam galadashu daraya varanam gadguridaya gira pulakarnishitam vabhukada tavanamagrahane bhavishyati Yugayatam namishena chakshusha bravashayatam shunayatam jagat sarvam govindam virahena me ashlishyavapadamratam banastumam adarshanam marma hatakarotuva yatatatava vidadatu lampato matprananatastusa eva napara. Victory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. O my Lord, congregational chanting of your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. They're not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw on the street. One should be more tolerant than a